You already know what it is. And here in the classroom, Mr. Clark, mild-mannered science teacher. Anyway, um, I am on my prep period. I have gotten everything together for my last class of the day, which is my 6th hour. And I want to jump on live real quick for anybody who's out there in the community. Just to say that I want to give a special thanks out to those who have donated. I really appreciate it. I put the link in the description on this video here, and I have reached, I believe, the $400 goal of the 1,000 that I initially asked for on the GoFundMe. And so I really appreciate the donations. I really appreciate everybody that has aided and helped. And also, we're going to keep this thing going. Keep and stay tuned for the live that will be going on for some hours. I'm also trying to probably do another Halloween stream, so that will be actually tomorrow is Halloween. So I might do that. I might do that. We'll see. We'll see. Um, but I'm in the classroom again. I cleaned and changed Diamond's tank for those who have been staying um, um, abreast of the shorts and whatnot. What's up, Scuba Steve? What up, Way Way? Um, and let me show you what Diamond is looking like. This I switched. Oh, let me show you my classroom. I switched my. So I got my tries here. These are my little try islands. All right. This desk, which I actually prop my phone up, is usually right here next to my desk. Paying attention to my corner. My corner is always a mess. Um, and then I have what is going to be the new super table for students have done excellent percentages in their assessments. They've all gathered here. And what I'm trying to do is trying to do like a peer-to-peer learning pod. So for those who understand the information, have gotten 90% or better on their last assessment, they will gather here and they will address any other issues, and they will do some peer-to-peer learning where they would actually come up and present their way of understanding the lesson, where maybe students didn't get it when I presented it and they actually did, and maybe they could present it and saw it a different way and they actually got it. This is my other little tri table here, and then the one up here in the front. So, but let's get back here to the tanks. Now, I cleaned off Diamond's glass and went ahead and got her some more. Hey, Diamond, you gonna say hi to the people? Huh? You gonna say hi? Huh? You gonna say hi? Oh, 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 oh.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want to say hi. Give me more food.
Right. Right. So, filled her all the way up as far as the water level goes. Did a little bit clean. I'm gonna do sponge filters for her next week, and then I topped off the danios that are swimming in here for the time being. All of the zebra danios from Petco have died, unfortunately. I have not seen the coolie loach. A couple of the students have seen the coolie loach, and it was the most active coolie loach I've seen. Honestly, I've got a fish hiding behind here. See if I can get my camera down here so you guys can. Did he take off already? I think he just took off. All right, so that leaves one. He was by his lonesome. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I still have all 5 of the danios in there. All right. No zebra danios. So that's it. Uh, right across is Diamond looking at those danios zip around, and she's saying, "Hey yo, let me get my hands on one of those danios." Get that camera out of my face. Hey, get the camera out of my face. So this has been topped off. It's already been going. It is now at 81 degrees where I usually keep my tropical tanks at. And I actually have a special, what's cracking, Jeff? Watts, what's cracking? I actually have a special background and some special pieces to put actually in this tank coming from Spider-Man, my cousin in Memphis, who frequents the channel. So, oh, there's Coolie Loach. I seen him. He just went under there. You know those Coolie Loaches, they usually never come out. This one has surprisingly been coming out quite a bit when the students come. What's cracking, Wayne's? So, um, Diamond probably wants to get her paws on that Coolie Loach too. That right, Diamond? Get the camera out of my face. Hey, get the camera out of my face. So, anyway, yeah, the students really like her. Love her pattern. Love her name, Diamond. And she's featured in a lot of the shorts where the students are scared to feed her, and some want to put their finger in there and see if she'll pop them. And every time I tell them go ahead, they choose not to do it. So I also tell them that I did it, and she did snap at me one time before, so I don't do it anymore. But I have several students that are now going to be setting up tanks. So I am in the midst of setting up a complete video series. So I have several names here for teachers' tanks, and these are the students that will be taking care of those tanks. And at the end of the year, they'll be taking those tanks home. So I'm probably going to set up a series for my students to set up those classroom tanks. First, they're going to have to get the area in which the teachers are wanting them to set the tanks up at, and we're going to have to make sure that and die for you too, there, Mr. Diamond. We're going to have to make sure that wherever we put the tanks, it's not going to be by open windows so that we don't have a lot of algae bloom going on. It won't be maybe high trafficked areas, so that it's does not get bumped and jostled. Also, since they're really just 10-gallon, maybe a 20-gallon, we're going to also make sure what's cracking Better Great Lakes. We're also going to make sure that they are on a sturdy desk or table or wherever they're asking us to put it. We got to make sure that it's a sturdy spot. Last year, I kept telling this teacher that she kept asking why is her tank green and nasty and this, that, and the third. And I said, I'll get down there, but I said, is it by a window? And she said, yeah, but the shade is closed. I said, are you sure it's like not getting any light? Because if it's by that window and it's light on that side, it's a problem. I get there, it's light going all through the tank. So I'm like, you don't listen. So I am going to personally go into these classrooms, make sure that the spots they have are good for the tanks that they're going to receive. Also make sure they're not high trafficked areas. And I'm going to have teachers kind of use them as a refocused area for the students. It'd be great for them to have tanks onto a separate table away from all of the instructional desks and boards and whatever else. because that way students can kind of go over to the tank and it'd be off to the side by itself. Students can get lost in that and start to calm down, refocus, something that'll grab their attention. That's what I've noticed really well. So I have students that have just heard about um, the tanks in the room, and they'll come to the door, they'll look at the tanks. Oh, that's a big fish. Ooh, you got more fish in here. Ooh. So cannot wait to get the fish that Dan is sending me from Consolidated Fish Farms down in Florida. I was actually supposed to pick it up today, but I called him yesterday, and me and him forgot exactly. We both forgot. So we'll be getting them next Thursday is when I have another time like this off, and I will be getting a bunch of guppies that I'm going to put in this 20. So he's going to fill this up with guppies. These guppies will be my live bearers. I will also have this tank. I'll have it moderately decorated because the students will be probably fishing guppies out of here to put in their respective teacher tanks once we get those all set up. Um, and these Danios are probably going to have to come out of here. I might put them, I'm probably going to end up putting them in there with the guppies as well. Just for the simple fact that I'm going to need this space here. I'm thinking swordtails, possibly. Dan said he didn't really like the swordtails that have been coming in recently. So he actually has a surprise couple of species of live bearers that he's going to give me for this tank that'll be a little bit bigger than the guppies. So this will be an official guppy tank, and this will be a mixture, all right, for students to check out. Okay, that mixture is going to be not an oddball tank because they probably all will do well together, but it'll just be a mixture of fish that are a little bit bigger than guppies and could possibly more likely inhabit a 20-gallon instead of a 10-gallon. And then that brings me back to, I hear you, Way. Brings me back to Diamond and her tank. Now, I really don't like the gravel here, but this gravel has been in here for the last few years because the students just wanted something pretty to put in there, and then it got mixed in with the regular gravel, and then it just was a thing. So Diamond here has been in this. To me, it looks a little trashy as far as the gravel goes. So I may get that out and make this a display tank for her and for students to see, because even these sponge filters look a little bit you know. But the water's clear, smells great, and she's perfectly healthy and happy. But we could probably beautify this up and make it more of a display tank. And I really have half a mind to bring her bigger brother or sister that I have at home that bullied her. Actually, it was the reason why we brought her back. And I believe I have not vetted Diamond at all. Or vented Diamond at all to see if Diamond is actually a guy or a girl fish, and I haven't done the big brother or sister either, so I don't really want to either. I just kind of like leave it as is. But we're going to probably bring. I'm thinking about bringing the bigger Starry Night in, but I'm also going to bring the Starry Night in with the female Jack Dempsey that they're both cohabitating in a 60-gallon right now. So 2 Starry Nights and a Jack Dempsey in a 55. I'm not sure if I want to do that. If I do that, I will definitely be checking that tank and making sure. I will probably do it so that I'll be in here for a couple hours just watching the tank and watching the fish and just seeing if that is feasible room wise. Right? I only have those 2 in a 60-gallon. They're fine. Diamond's been the only one in this 55 for a while now. Diamond was in the 40-gallon by herself, all right, until I moved the 40-gallon out of here for the summer. Now I moved her to the 55 because the other 55 is has sprung a leak on me. So got a couple of options there. So I am always looking to hear your guys' comments, especially those fish keepers who have had larger fish and smaller tanks, or your expertise if you've had a combination of fish together. It was touch and go. I had so the Starry Night at home is bigger than Diamond, right? And picked on Diamond. And that's why I brought Diamond to the classroom a few years ago. And so Diamond has been in the classroom in her own tank by herself. Students are saying that she's lonely. Why doesn't she have any other fish? Well, she kills every other fish because I had some nice size silver dollars that were in her with her. It was no issues until I left them over the summer before summer school for like 4 days or a week, and they popped up missing. And I'm like, oh man. So now that Diamond has gotten bigger and she wants to own the tank, I haven't put anything in there since. But what happens when I reintroduce her to her bully? You feel me? You said, dude, I did. What happens when you reintroduce a fish that has been on its own after being bullied for a couple of years and has now become its own tank boss, its own bully? You feel me? When its bully gets reintroduced to its tank, right? And I won't just do it just out in the open. What I most likely will do is I'll probably fix this tank up, and you'll have a lot of decor that'll mess up the eyesight of, that it won't be in the line of sight for either fish, and somewhere where they could kind of like take off and go behind. But if I introduce the bigger Starry Night and the female Jack Dempsey that has that's gutsy, that when I introduced the Jack Dempsey with the Starry Night, it was actually on a live. It was on Aquafunk's live, and they immediately started like going at each other. And I was thinking, yo, I need to take this fish out. This fish is about to bully her. He's actually about to kill her right now before my eyes. I need to get her out, put her back into the 75 with the other fish. The only reason I took her out is because she had bullied my chocolate cichlid. And my chocolate cichlid was, I love that chocolate cichlid. If you haven't had a chocolate cichlid, get you a chocolate cichlid. It changes color. It's beautiful. It goes from a chocolate chip brown, and then it could get pale and like a yellowish urine color, and then it could get back to brown, and then it could get to like a deeper brown, and then it could get to like a lighter yellow. And so it's a fun fish to have. So I couldn't let it get taken out. All of those fish were in there together, but I ended up getting I went to the Missouri Aquarium Society, I think it was the auction or the swap, and ended up getting what was that fish? It wasn't a crappie. It was actually given to me because it was too big for this person's tank, and I decided to put it in my 75-gallon, and it was chilling for a second. It's like a little Missouri lake fish. I can't think of what it is right now. Red. I forgot. Okay, but it was fine at first. It was getting bullied by the Starry Night. They were around the same size. Then, like, I came downstairs one day, and the Starry Night, he was messed up, and I was like, "Yo, this guy got a hold of him." Ended up taking him out, putting him in by himself in another tank. He ended up dying like 2 or 3 weeks later, and I didn't know what happened there. Nursed the Starry Night back to health. Now he's good. Now he's in the 60 gallon, and then I introduced the Jack Dempsey, the female that has killed several males. This female Jack Dempsey just does not want to have kids, doesn't want to procreate, doesn't want any male attention apparently, because she kills and makes these fish jump out of the tank and commit fish-icide right here in my classroom. I wasn't even in here. I come back to a beautiful male Jack Dempsey that I put with her, that I had, and I blame Aquafunk for this, because Aquafunk gave me that damn fish, and he was like, "Oh, she's cool. She's killed a couple of males, but I think she'll be just fine for you." Now, how does that make sense? And I'm a dummy for even just getting the fish. Like, okay, like I'm the fish whisperer, so I could be like, "Hey, don't kill my fish." Cool. What's cracking, Hyran or Kyron? Um, I can't talk to the fish like that. I don't have echolocation. I don't have Aquaman powers, or whatever the thing that was beating up on Black Panther, and the one where he got the wings, whatever his name is. So, oh, not bad, not bad. So I have no idea, right? I'm really tempted to bring both of them in, because I've left them in there. I've had plenty of decor that I left in there as well. And so at first it was, she was hiding from them. At first she went at them, and they went at each other. And I guess they figured they can't beat each other. So now they're harmonious. It took about a couple of weeks, because she was kind of hiding behind a sponge filter. I would feed her on her side, and I would feed the Starry Night on his side. And they would, eat. But when Starry Night seen darts after, she has to dip back, and get out the way. Now they eat together. So I am wondering if I bring that big boy in here with Diamond and the Jack Dempsey, will they be able to cohabitate in this classroom together? What are your thoughts? Okay, throw me a comment or something in here after the live. If you're replaying the live, throw me a comment. Let me know what you think. Now, let me let you get a look at Diamond. Okay. Diamond is about, from tip to tail, 5-6 inches of fish. Pretty thick, right? And it has been all alone in this 55-gallon, right? Now, the bigger Starry Night that I have at home is about, if she's 6, then he might be 8. Also, a little thicker, all right? It's a little bit bigger than her. But the Jack Dempsey female I'm thinking about putting in here with her is 4 or 5 inches, not nearly as thick, but tough as nails, right? What the students want Diamond to have a friend. And I'm thinking about reintroducing Diamond's bully. The reason why she's in this tank by herself, the reason why she's come to the classroom at the school, the reason why she's in this tank, I'm thinking about reintroducing the fish that bullied her back into her tank after 2 years. She's gotten bigger, he's gotten bigger, but he's also cohabitating with a smaller fish, and it took a couple of weeks, and that's because that Jack Dempsey female is tough as nails. Diamond seems to be tough as nails as well. And also, the bully fish that bullied Diamond also got bullied as well and had to get nursed back to health. So really, it's a bunch of bullying that has been going on. Once that bully was gone, they become the new bully. But dude, what are you trying to do, man? Well, just back up, bro. Like every time I do this, here you come. But does I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared. I don't know what will happen. I would love for it to be two starry nights and a female Jack Dempsey in here. Um, is the 55-gallon too small for all those for those three fish? We're talking about a 6-inch diamond, which she is, and we're talking about her bigger bully, which is also starry night, about 8 inches, right? And then we're talking about uh, a female Jack Dempsey, which is about another 5 inches, right? So you got 8, 6, 5. That's what, 19 inches of fish, 20 inches of fish in a 55-gallon? Maybe too much. Now, granted, this tank is it's over it is over it's over filtered. I have this huge this huge sponge filter which is built for a 60 70 gallon. I have this sponge filter that is just right for a 50 gallon. And then I have that sponge filter that's for a 40 gallon. And I have them all three in a 55 gallon. So the filtration is there, right? But do I push the tank to the limit just because the filtration is there? If they can coexist, I would consider it, but I don't know. What's up, Sketty Nona? Biz, when I put the picked on angelfish in a new tank to establish the territory of the tank first. I didn't have any trouble when I introduced the aggressive angel. Very nice. All right. So good to know, Sketty. So um she's been in this tank by herself and away from the bully for the last 2 years. The bully got bullied and then got into a tank by himself and has been nursed back to health. And it was introduced about a month ago to the Jack Dempsey female who ended up bullying my chocolate cichlid, and I put her in the tank with the bigger starry night. And so they were going at it for about a couple of weeks, few weeks. Every time she comes out to eat, he chases her, no matter what side of the tank I put him on. And now they are doing well together. So I'm just trying to figure out, is it I guess it's worth a try. What you think? All right, so skating on a 55, right? 55-gallon is what I have here in the classroom. Um, Diamond here is about 6 inches. The bully is about 8 inches, and the female Jack Dempsey is about 5.5 inches. You're looking at about 20 inches worth of fish. Now, I know they tell you about inches in the tank and it should be this many gallons per inch and all of this jazz, but for experienced tankers, we all know that that's usually because one, they want the comfortability of the fish able to turn around in the tank and whatever it needs to do, and then two, they're worried about ammonia spikes and waste being produced due to filtration. And as an African cichlid owner and tanker and fish keeper that I started out with, I do know that some fish are so territorial that you have to overstock. But I also know that as an overstocker of fish, you have to overfiltrate, right? So, with all that in mind, and I've got 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, about 180 gallons of sponge filtration going around right now in a 55 gallon. That should be enough, right, to handle that type of load. But it might be worth a I might have to go ahead and net some fish tonight and see if it works. And if it works, I will be able to have 3 showcase fish um, in a display tank, and I would fix this tank up to do it justice with 2 starry nights and an all white pearl female Jack Dempsey. I had the trouble in the 55. I switched to the 39 or the 40 and it worked, but angels don't need the horizontal space as much. Right. Dithers helped out too. I had a large aggressive tetra that did very well with them. For your angels, yeah. Yeah. A dither fish ain't gonna work with these guys. I mean, I could throw these Daniels in there. They're quick enough. They stay more to the top. They could probably get out of her way and cause a whole lot of broken lines and whatnot. I don't know, because if she catches them, they're dead. It's like a wrap. I thought that the silver dollars were going to be enough of a dither fish, and they were big, and I don't know what happened. So we will see. We will see. What time is it? 1:23. Okay. Um, that's my 30 minutes. I've got class about to come in the next 2 minutes. That bell is about to ring, and then I'll have my 6th hour here ready. So I will see you guys on the next live in the classroom. Be sure to stay with me. If you haven't subbed, liked, and subscribed, do all of that jazz. And definitely check out the GoFundMe so that I can feed these high schoolers and their families for the holidays. In November, I give out turkeys, and everything will be showed on my channel. And in December, before we go out on break, I give out hams in the front of the school for whatever monies that I receive. So I've been doing this for the last 5 years. If you'd like to see some of my old uh, videos, definitely check out the channel. You could probably search turkeys on tables or hams for the holidays. It'll pop up for you. If you go to the GoFundMe, that's the video that I put on there from last year. The principal just came up to me today. He's going to give some more turkeys for me this year. He gave some last year. It's been a thing that I started in my community since I started working at my old high school. So thank you for those who have already donated again. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the live. It's going to be a very all-day live coming from Aquafunk on his channel. I think Mexicali is helping as well. And we've got a bunch of things that they got going on. I think I'll actually be able to go on there because even though I'll be in school, I think they're going to do it on one of my days where I have a break. They're going to do giveaways. They're putting your name on the wheel if you've donated. I've got another little special something that I'm going to send to people. So we're making it a thing, right? It's the holiday season with the there's my bell. But with the way that everything is going on in the world, it's now more than ever that you need a chance to be able to be at home and be with family. And I would love for my students to be able to have a meal with that. So GoFundMe is in the link in the description. And I'll check you guys later. Thanks for coming in, and I'll holla back. All right. Peace.